Kamala Harris introduced Tim Walz as her running mate with a lot of fanfare, but he reportedly wasn't her first choice. Listen to this. The Atlantic magazine obtaining an excerpt from the former VP's upcoming book, 107 Days. And in an article, it reveals Harris wanted to actually pick former Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. And it writes, quote, "I love Pete," she writes in her new book, "but picking a gay man would have been too risky." Fox News contributor Karl Rove joins us now to give us his thoughts. It's interesting, Karl, because I thought that she picked Tim Walz because he was the only one that wouldn't run against her in 2028.
Yeah, well, you know, vice presidential candidates don't generally have a big impact on the outcome of the election. They matter because what they tell us about the person at the top of the ticket. And what this whole episode, if true, tells us about Kamala Harris is that she's got bad political judgment. She should have gone with the person that she thought could do the job best. And, you know, if she had picked Pete Buttigieg and gone one way, saying, oh, I'm picking him because he's a gay man, that would have fallen flat with the American voter. But if she had picked him and said, I'm picking him because I think that he is the person who shares my values and views, and together we can build a better America, and he'll be a great partner to me, and then shown that throughout the course of the campaign, it probably would have helped her because it would have said something about her willing to make a tough choice and to do it on the basis of the right thing. This is the right person for the job because he will help me achieve my agenda. And why she went with Tim Walz, who turned out to be, I think, a spectacularly inept candidate, is beyond me.
Does she have? I'm just thinking about the first two excerpts that come from this book. I don't know if she wants a political future, because she's pointing a lot of arrows at Democrats. Is just my observation. Is that yours?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think this is sort of like, I'm done with politics. I'm going to have a wonderful life, and I'm going to settle a lot of scores. No, I couldn't agree more with you.
Okay. Let's move to this, shall we? In light of the assassination of Charlie Kirk and the ceremony on Sunday, we may get interrupted, by the way, with this press conference. So overnight, we picked up on this story about Democrats launching a new effort to reach young voters on college campus. All right, New York Times, here we go. With Charlie Kirk understood that Democrats need to learn. The New York Times now. Go ahead, Aisha, with that one right there.
Well, it says, quote, "He connected with many young Americans, particularly young men who feel invisible in our politics, young men searching for purpose and belonging who deserve to be heard. Democrats right now have a rare opportunity to reach these voters." I actually think that this is one of the smartest things that they've done, is actually focus on winning races. Stop getting caught up in all the messaging wars and the war of words that aren't working out for them.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. It's smart on their part because remember, this is a group that's up for grabs. They don't have a long participation in politics. They're younger voters, so they haven't been voting for 10 or 20 years. Their choices are not baked into the cake. They moved towards Trump last time around because they were dealing with the Biden inflation, the Biden job market, and an uninspiring, over-the-top, overaged leader. And they had the, sort of younger, looked younger and certainly more dynamic Donald Trump to vote for. But if you look in the data today, these are voters who are concerned about inflation, economy, and the future of the country that affects them and their prospects, and they're up for grabs. And so it is smart for the Democrats to try and do this. They should have been doing this before, and I suspect this has been months in the making and just coincidentally happens to be now. But yeah, this is a group that's up for grabs, and in 2026, the outcome of many races is going to depend upon, does that group tilt a little bit more to the Democratic side or more to the Republican side than it did in the 2024 presidential race.
But Charlie Kirk was a special person, too. And he attracted people because of his talents and his abilities. And I saw the piece that you wrote today in the Journal. I encourage a lot of people to go ahead and check that out. Just one last quick comment on that, Karl, before we get ready for this news conference.
Well, you're right. He was an extraordinary individual. Think about this. He starts the group at the age of 18 or 19. He decides not to go to college because he wants to change America. And within 12 years, he has gone from being a politically active teenager to being the confidant and close friend of the President of the United States. Says something about the extraordinary ability of this young man. God bless his family. God bless his soul. May he be welcomed home by his father. This is a sad, sad week for our country.
Yeah, you're right. A sad, sickening week for America. Thank you, Karl. Let's talk soon, okay? Thanks for coming on.
You bet.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.